Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're going to be seeing a video today. This is titled Questions Not to Ask in Russia. Some of the forbidden questions you're not expected to ask in Russia. Okay, so if you're curious to see this video with me, please subscribe, and if you find this video interesting, do well to like, share and subscribe. All right, this video is from Sam's Russian Adventure. Okay, so I think this person is in Russia and he's exploring Russia, and he's also dropping us videos about Russia. Okay, so let's jump into this real quick, guys.
Are there particular questions that Russian people are scared to answer? That is the topic of today's video, and I'm actually asking for your participation. I want you to write me questions that you would like me to ask Russian people in the comment section below this video, because I know that people around the world are really keen to learn the feelings of Russian people, to learn the ideas about what they think about particular topics, particular situations, particular things that are going on perhaps in their country and around the world. And so I thought, well, why don't I be the person to help to get their voice and their ideas and their thoughts heard to the world? So I'm perfectly aware the type of questions that are popular on YouTube when it comes to asking Russians questions, and of course they are the most scandalous questions, they are the ones that cause the most controversy, they're the ones that spark the interest, of course, and they are also the ones that a lot of Russians are scared to answer if I'm asking the question. If I'm asking the question, that is key, because are there certain questions you can't ask in Russia? I'm going to get onto that, because there are. You can't ask any question. There are some things you cannot ask, but there's lots of questions as a foreigner, even though I'm a Russian citizen, that you can't ask, simply because the Russian people will think that I'm searching for, I don't know, what's the word they always say to me? 1 second. My peaceful walk today is being interrupted by all the people chopping down all the dead wood, as you can hear. So the word I was looking for is provocational. Russians are taught about this word, right? It's almost like, oh, don't ask me anything that's provocational. So when I go and ask people questions in the street and I say, can I ask you a question? Like, yeah, as long as it's not provocational. And yeah, these are the questions, obviously, provocational questions that get the views because people are interested to know about answers that can cause a provocational situation, right? And so it's very difficult, as I said, for me as a foreigner to ask anything that could be considered provocational, because simply put, the audience, well, the people that I'm asking the questions to, the strangers, don't trust me. They think foreigner, foreign accent, probably looking to cause a provocational situation so that then they can make me look bad in front of the country. And I called my friends and said, guys, is there any questions that I can't ask? Right? Tell me a question that I can't ask. And they said, no, there's no question that you can't ask. It's simply that you, Sam, the foreigner with the camera, can't ask those questions. Not because people are scared to answer the questions, but because people will be suspicious of you and probably call the police to report you, that there's a foreigner on the street asking and seeking provocational information so that they can make Russia look bad. And I know that people will say, well, this is crazy that they'd report you for that, but I actually look at it as a good thing. I think it's good that they would report me for that. You know, in the UK, when it came to if it came to the same situation, right, if a foreigner came to the UK and was looking to be trying to stir up problems or cause controversy, then nobody would report them, because they'd be scared to report a foreigner because of the possible effects that it could have on them for reporting the foreigner who's potentially causing problems. We see in the UK loads of foreigners who basically take the piss, do whatever they want basically, yeah, and cause completely scandalous and controversial situations all the time, but no one would dare report them because, well, if you report them, then you more than likely you're going to have a problem. So I actually respect Russia and Russians for seeing that potential foreigner on the street that could be asking controversial questions and provocational questions, and the great thing that they want to report them. Look, we've got a suspicious foreigner here trying to make our country look bad. Now, it might be that, of course, no one reports, but there's been occasions when I've made particular videos on particular topics when I've been reported. And I've actually had policemen approach me and say, we've had a report on you asking this particular topic in the centre, you know, can you explain it, please? And so, yeah, you know, there's certain questions that I cannot ask. And so what I'll do is I'll try and ask them, or perhaps I can ask people I know those questions. Now, next we're going to talk about the things that 100% I'm not allowed to ask. Nice little bird feeder look over here. Probably made by some kids at a local school. You can see this place is popular with young mums walking with their kids. So just before I get onto this topic, I'm not complaining that I'm not allowed to ask these questions on the street. I'm simply telling you so that you know not to ask those questions in the comments. You know not to say, Sam, ask this, because I can't ask it, right? Now, the ones that are difficult to ask, as I said, I'll speak to my friends and ask them the questions, because they obviously know me, trust me. But there's some...
Well, actually, he's actually saying a lot that Russians don't usually answer foreigners that are recording, asking them questions, all right? I kind of understand the Russians, okay? They are undergoing a war right now, and if they see a foreigner coming to ask them some sensitive questions, it's only normal for them to think, okay, this person is from the West, is trying to get more details. Like this person is trying to engage us and get more information so he can carry to his country or publish it online, all right? So I kind of understand how Russians feel about this, okay? I do not blame them because right now they are undergoing war in their country, and there are some certain questions that you cannot just ask, especially if you're a foreigner. All right, like some personal questions as well, like how much they earn, and then information about their current president. There are some certain sensitive questions that you cannot ask Russian in this particular time, in this period that they are facing issues with Ukraine, all right? So I think I kind of understand why Russians behave that way.
Questions you can't ask, like it's difficult to ask any topics regarding the armed forces, regarding Ukraine, regarding all of that. And the reason is because there's a law that forbids discrimination and criticism of the armed forces and government, anything connected to it during a time of conflict. And so that's just something that you know, I can't ask because the person I'm asking might not want to criticize, but if they do criticize, then I'm putting myself and that person in a situation where we're potentially breaking the laws, and obviously we don't do that, do we? So I'm actually going into this dentist here, and then come back out. Hopefully I'll still be able to speak and continue the video. I'm out the dentist. I've got a crazy situation where I've got really bad pain in my gums between my teeth, and every dentist that I've been to, they don't think it's that, and they want to do something else, right? And so I've had a root canal done, and then I've had another root canal cleaned, and I'm like, no, the pain is not the teeth, anything to do with that. It's the between the gums. So I don't know. Hopefully this lady listened and she did something, and we're going to see what happens in the future. I'll let you know. That's a good thing about this channel. I can just complain and moan to somebody, and you're the people that get to listen to my complaints. So anyway, yeah, with regards to the content, with regards to the questions, put your questions below. It could be about how Russians think about maybe things to do with, I don't know, things to do with traditional roles, or the goals of women, or the difficulties that they have in their lives, or the things they love, or relationships, views on foreigners. There's loads of things that you could ask that are not going to cause provocation. Now obviously provocational stuff is good, I get that. That provocation is what sells. 1420 channel, if you've seen that channel, you know, they look for the provocational stuff, so that kind of anti-Russian stuff. So that's really all what this video is about, or what this video is about. That's really all that this video was about, getting your feedback so that I can create the content that you want me to create, asking the questions that you want me to ask, so that we can then, you know, learn together about the views and the opinions of Russian people and what they think about certain topics. So there you go, end of video. Just another quick one. So yeah, leave me a message, write to me what you want me to ask, okay, in the comments, and I'll ask it. See you in the next one.
Okay, this video is from Sam's Russian Adventures. All right, he's just talking about how you can ask some certain questions, especially questions that are provocative in Russia. And it's only normal. I think it's normal. You don't go about asking people sensitive questions, especially when that country is in such a situation. They are going through war with Ukraine. So asking them questions, you need to be really careful asking those questions. All right, share your thoughts and your opinion. If you're in Russia, what are the questions that you find offensive? What are the questions you think foreigners should not go about asking people on the street? Let us know in the comment section. All right, thank you for watching, and see you guys on my next one. Bye.